Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanishalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. In this session, we'll be discussing from the 4th and 5th verses, which are given together, of the 11th chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Tatropanita balayo raver deepam ivadrutaha atma ramam purna kamam nijalabhena nityada Prityutfulla mukha prochur harsha gadgadaya gira pitaram sarva suhridam avitaram ivarbhakaha. The meaning of these two verses given together in the translation by Srila Prabhupada. The citizens arrived before the Lord with their respective presentations, offering them to the fully satisfied and self-sufficient one who, by his own potency, incessantly supplies others. These presentations were like the offering of a lamp to the sun. Yet the citizens began to speak in ecstatic language to receive the Lord, just as wards welcome their guardian and father. Beautiful description here. How did the citizens receive the Lord? They went with presentations. Out of love and affection for Him, to receive Him, they went with some presentations. Now, to whom are they offering these presentations? To the Supreme Lord, who is fully satisfied, Atma Ramam, satisfied in Himself, completely, 100%, and self-sufficient one, Purna Kamam. He is independent in satisfying his desires. He is not dependent on anyone else. Unlike our condition, we are always dependent. We are never independent. We are never self-satisfied. We seek satisfaction from some other source other than ourselves. So, unto such a Lord, who Himself is supplying everything that they are having. But it is described here, it is not irrelevant. Their presentations to Krishna are not irrelevant. Why? It is like the offering of a lamp to the sun. The sun is the source of all light. And the sun's brilliance and brightness, in front of that, what will a lamp be like? It will be like totally non-existent. But still, when it is offered with devotion, with some feelings, then it is accepted. Similarly, the citizens were offering with love and devotion to Krishna their presentations, and they began to speak in ecstatic language to receive the Lord. So what they were speaking will be presented in the next few verses. But they began to speak in ecstatic language. They were fully ecstatic, joyful. Krishna has come back. Just as when some small children, when the father is away and the father comes back home, how they welcome their father with ecstasy, joy, in ecstatic words, they welcome the father. Same way. So, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains, the Supreme Lord Krishna is described herein as Atma Rama. Atma Aramaha. He is self-sufficient. And there is no need for him to seek happiness from anything beyond himself. He is complete. We are a very, 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 very tiny portion of Krishna. Without our connection with Krishna, we are incomplete. This is what you have to understand. You have to realize this incompleteness. Krishna is also described in the Ishopanishad. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. He is Purna. He is full in himself, complete in himself. He is self-sufficient because his very transcendental existence is total bliss. Krishna's existence itself is full of bliss. The entire spiritual world is full of bliss, source of all bliss. He is eternally existent. Krishna is always existing as Krishna, as the Supreme Lord, as the Supreme Enjoyer, Supreme Proprietor, Supreme Master, Supreme Controller, Supreme Wellwisher, Supreme Guardian, Supreme Protector. He is always in that same position. What is our condition? Constantly changing our position. At least in the material world, our position is we are constantly changing. Krishna is all cognizant. He is fully aware of everything. His consciousness is spread everywhere. His consciousness is universal consciousness. Now, sometimes people think that we can merge into Krishna and also become fully cognizant. No, that is never possible. One may try to merge into Krishna, but even after merging, the tiny particle of consciousness of the individual soul remains the tiny particle. The particle remains the particle. That's a law of identity. So, our identity as the tiny part of Krishna is eternally our identity. And Krishna as the complete whole is always the complete whole. He is never incomplete. We are never complete without our connection with Krishna. Krishna is also all blissful, total bliss. Krishna is the source of all bliss for everyone else, and Krishna himself is always blissful. Therefore, any presentation, however valuable it may be, is not needed by him. See, we become happy if somebody gives us a gift because we are in need. We are in need of the gift because we are incomplete. But Krishna is not in need of anything. Still, because he is the well-wisher for one and all, he accepts from everyone everything that is offered to him in pure devotional service. So, whenever we make an offering to Krishna, we have to do it in pure devotional service. Yo me bhaktya prayachati. Whatever we may offer. Generally, devotees don't eat anything which is not offered to Krishna. So they may prepare varieties of food stuff for offering to Krishna. But Krishna will accept it only if it is offered with pure devotion, not otherwise. Because he is not in need of anything. Still he will accept when it is offered with pure devotion. That is his loving reciprocation with his devotees. It is not that Krishna is in want for such things, because the things are themselves generated from his energy. Where are we getting all that we have? Whatever we can offer to Krishna, we are getting it from Krishna only, through his energy. The comparison is made herein that making offerings to the Lord is something like offering a lamp in the worship of the sun god. Anything fiery and illuminating is but an emanation of the energy of the sun. And yet, to worship the sun god, it is necessary to offer him a lamp. Etiquette of worshipping any great personality in the Vedic culture, one of the offerings made is an offering of lamp, arati. So, in the worship of the sun, a lamp is offered to the sun, not because the sun is in need of illumination. The sun is source of illumination for all of us. But because it is a way of worshipping the sun god. Now Prabhupada says, in the worship of the sun, there is some sort of demand made by the worshipper. They offer prayers asking for something. But in the case of devotional service to the Lord, there is no question of demand from either side. Neither Krishna is in need of worship, nor the devotees are worshipping Krishna to ask something from Krishna. Because Krishna supplies everything that the devotees require completely. Devotees don't have to ask Krishna for anything. Because Krishna naturally, automatically, very lovingly supplies everything for the devotees. So Prabhupada says, in devotional service, there is no demand from either side. Neither the devotees demand anything from Krishna, nor Krishna demands anything from the devotees. It is all a sign of pure love and affection between the Lord and the devotee. This is the wonderful quality of pure devotional service. It is pure love. There is no demand. So it is free from any obligations. There is no obligation. The Lord is the Supreme Father of all living beings, and therefore those who are conscious of this vital relation with God can make filial demands from the Father. And the Father is pleased to supply the demands of such obedient sons without bargaining. Prabhupada explains, still, devotees, if at all, at any time there is any need for the devotees, they will only approach Krishna and only ask from Krishna. Though there is no need, but in case there is some need at any time, the devotees will only ask Krishna and nobody else. And Prabhupada says further, the Lord is just like a desire tree, and from him everyone can have everything by the causeless mercy of the Lord. But Prabhupada explains one important point for those who are practicing devotional service. Whenever you need anything, you ask Krishna only and not anybody else. But you should also remember, as a Supreme Father, the Lord does not supply to a pure devotee what is considered to be a barrier to the discharge of devotional service. So if we ask in our beginning stages of devotional service from Krishna something which will block our devotion, then Krishna will not supply that. So this has to be remembered. Those who are engaged in devotional service of the Lord can rise to the position of unalloyed devotional service. Unalloyed devotional service, pure devotional service, free from any mixture of karma, jnana, material desires, free from all those mixtures. Pure devotional service, we can come to that position by his transcendental attraction. When he attracts us spiritually. So by pure devotional service, attraction for Krishna is awakened in the heart. Right now in a material condition, we have attraction for so many different material things. That's because of ignorance. That's because of our heart lacking Krishna consciousness. But when the heart is purified of all these material misconceptions, and our spiritual consciousness is awakened, then spontaneously we are attracted to Krishna, Krishna's name, Krishna's form, Krishna's qualities, Krishna's activities, Krishna's devotees, Krishna's abode, Krishna's descriptions. We are spontaneously attracted, and then we become absorbed in hearing, chanting, remembering, etc. That transcendental attraction is the way to elevate ourselves above these gunas, above the modes, and become completely situated in pure devotional service. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.